My audience prediction championships are making a return for 2022, but there are going to be some small little changes. Now, due to the success of the series that I ran last year, where I got you guys to get involved before each of the race weekends to predict that race's action, I've decided to reboot this series for the 2022 season, the longest season in Formula 1 history, but make a couple of changes to the way the scoring is run and what exactly you are asked. And this short little video is here to explain all of those minor changes. So let us get on into the Formula 1 2022 Audience Prediction Championship. So how exactly will this year work? What I would like you to do right now is follow the link in the top line of the description to submit your final 2022 driver standings results. I want to finally include the ending positions for every single one of the 20 drivers. But what I want you to do is get this submitted before the start of the testing in Barcelona. So before we have any idea of what the overall pecking order is going to be, you are going to have submitted your results for the final order. And of course, there is going to be a small little scoring system for this. You will receive 3 points for a driver in the correct position. You will then receive 2 points if the driver is either side of your guess, and then 1 point if they are 2 positions either side of your guess. Now, we've got just over a week to go until the testing starts at Barcelona, so you've got exactly that time to get these submitted. Now, this step is not essential, however, it will boost your scores dramatically at the very end of the season. However, things will change when we actually end up going to each of the races. I will be releasing my predictions video on either Wednesday or Thursday before a Grand Prix weekend to give you plenty time to submit before the start of qualifying on Saturday. So at the races, you'll be asked once again for your top 5 for qualifying, your top 5 for the race. However, you'll now be asked for the driver of the day, in addition to your bold statement that can relate to anything throughout the weekend. Now, the scoring has slightly changed for each of these categories. It remains the same for qualifying, 2 points for a correct driver in the correct position, and 1 point if your driver finishes in the top 5, but not in the position you have stated. But for the race, this has changed to 3 points for a correct driver in the correct position, and 1 point if they are in your top 5, but not in the correct position. Driver of the day, you will receive 2 points if it is correct. However, the bold statement has changed significantly. There are now 3 levels of risk. Low risk will receive 2 points, medium risk statements 5, and high risk statements 10 points. Now, this is to sort of weed out all of the cheap statements that were given in last year's Audience Prediction Championships that were usually Mazepin will go out in Q1, and then if it was correct, you received 5 bonus points. Whereas now, you've got to enter whether your statement is low risk, medium risk, or high risk, and then it is scored accordingly. So if you do put a low risk statement, like Mazepin will be out in Q1, you will only receive 2 points. Whereas if you up the ante a little bit and go for something a bit more on the medium side, for instance Bottas would outperform Hamilton, you would end up receiving 5 points for that statement. However, if you want to get really specific with your statement, then you will receive the maximum 10 points for a high risk statement. Now, I will be mediating each of these submissions, so if you put high risk statement, eligible for 10 points, but you put Mazepin will be out in Q1, I will just change it back to low risk. However, I have made one big change to this season. There is going to be a boost element. Now, every single person who enters will receive 5 chances throughout the season to boost your score for a race weekend. And if you decide to apply this boost, you will receive 2 times your score for that weekend. But bear in mind, you only get 5 chances to do this. And in the videos where I recap each of the audience prediction scores, I will then label how many boosts you have left and if a player used a boost to get their score really high in the weekend. Now, all of the rules and regulations will be stated in the first Audience Prediction Championship video ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix, so sit tight for a few more rules. Now, I hope you do enjoy all of these slight changes that I've made to the Prediction Championships, and make sure to get involved in the description down below to submit your final 2022 driver standings results. But that is all I've got for you today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this short little video here, and I will catch you in the next episode with whatever, and whenever I decide to make it. I'll see you guys then.